Welcome to this video series on consumer behavior, buying, having, being. Chapter 10, Buying, Using, and Disposing. Hey, let's get started. Learning objectives. 10.1. Many factors at the time of purchase dramatically influence the consumer decision-making process. 10.2. The information a store's layout, website, or salespeople provide strongly influences a purchase decision. 10.3. The growth of a sharing economy changes how many consumers think about buying rather than renting products. And 10.4. Our decisions about how to dispose of products are as important as how we decide to obtain them in the first place. Learning objective 10.1. Many factors at the time of purchase dramatically influence the consumer's decision-making process. There are many factors that affect our purchases, including emotion. For instance, Yankelevich Partners found that buying a car is the most anxiety-provoking retail experience for consumers. Figure 10.1 illustrates that many contextual factors affect our choices. These might include mood, whether we feel time pressure to make a purchase, and the reason we need the product. Salespeople could play a role in our decisions too. A consumer's physical and social environment affects her motives to use a product as well as how she will evaluate the item. These cues include the immediate environment and the type and number of other consumers who are there. The sheer absence or presence of co-consumers is a product attribute. The presence of many people can increase physiological arousal levels so that our experiences seem more intense. Also, the type of consumers who are in a store affects our perceptions. Time is one of consumers' most precious resources. We change what we want to buy based on temporal influences like what time it is or how much time is left before we need the product. Economic time points out that time is an economic variable, like the old saying, time is money. People's priorities determine their lifestyle. Your lifestyle determines how you spend your time resource. Some people feel that they are time poor. That means that they simply feel like they don't have sufficient time. A study looked at how the time styles of a group of American women influence their consumption choices. The researchers found 4 dimensions of time. The social dimension refers to individuals' categorization of time as either time for me or time with or for others. The temporal orientation dimension depicts the relative significance individuals attach to past, present, or future. The planning orientation dimension alludes to different time management styles varying on a continuum from analytic to spontaneous. The polychronic orientation dimension distinguishes between people who prefer to do one thing at a time from those who multitask. Those same researchers found that women viewed time in different ways, and they developed 5 metaphors to capture how women viewed time. Women who view time as a pressure cooker are analytical and monochronic. Women who view time as a map are also analytical, but they focus on the future, and they tend to multitask. They tend to engage in extensive information search and comparison shopping. Women who view time as a mirror are analytical and polychronic, but they have a past temporal orientation. These women are risk averse, and they stick to brands that they trust. Women who view time as a river tend to be very spontaneous with a focus on the present. They go shopping on the spur of the moment. Women who view time as a feast are analytical planners with a present focus. They view time as something that allows them to enjoy life. For reflection, in what ways do you experience time poverty? What products do you purchase because of the sense of time poverty? Learning objective 10.2. The information a store's layout, website, or salespeople provide strongly influences a purchase decision. Focus groups, in which a small set of consumers comes into a facility to try a new item while company personnel observe them from behind a mirror. Total quality management or TQM, is a complex set of management and engineering procedures that aims to reduce errors and increase quality. Gemba, which in the Japanese means the one true source of information. The shopping experience is affected by how pleasant our environment is perceived and our level of arousal during the consumption experience. We can enjoy or not enjoy and feel stimulated or not. Clearly, our mood can affect the experience. This figure illustrates the influence of the two basic dimensions of pleasure and arousal. We can segment consumers in terms of their shopping orientation or general attitudes about shopping. These orientations vary depending on the particular product categories and store types we consider. The motives for shopping are listed on the slide. Many people shop for the social benefits. Shopping areas are areas to hang out with friends and family. Stores frequently offer specialized goods that allow people with shared interests to communicate. Shopping centers are a natural place to congregate. The experience of acquiring the good may be quite different offline versus online. Electronic marketers can reach people anywhere, but there are also issues as well. This slide lists the benefits and limitations on online retail sites. Retail environments are important for attracting shoppers and keeping them in the stores. Innovative merchants use 4 kinds of theming techniques. These are listed on the slide. Landscape themes rely on associations with images of nature, animals, and the physical body. Bass Pro Shops is an example of a landscape theme. Marketscape themes build on associations with man-made places. The Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas is an example of a marketscape. Cyberspace themes build on information and communications technology. eBay uses this approach. Mindscape themes draw on abstract ideas and concepts, fantasy, and often possess spiritual overtones. Day spas might reflect a spiritual theme. Stores can have very clear personalities. We can refer to the store personality as store image. Some of the important dimensions of a store's image are location, merchandise suitability, and the knowledge and congeniality of the sales staff. Intangible factors include interior design, the types of people seen in the store, and store return policies can also influence store image. Mental budgets for grocery trips are typically composed of both an itemized portion and in-store slack. This means they typically decide beforehand on an amount they want to spend, but then they have an additional amount in mind, known as slack, that they're willing to spend on unplanned purchases, if they come across any they really want to have. A pop can be an elaborate product display or demonstration, a coupon dispensing machine, or an employee who gives out free samples of a new cookie in the grocery aisle. A buyer-seller situation is like many dyadic encounters. During the relationship, the parties establish their own roles in the relationship through identity negotiation. Salespeople can be more effective if they have authority and expertise, and even if they have incidental similarities, such as a shared experience to the buyer. An image shown in the book is a drawing of how one consumer depicted an impulse buyer. How would you depict yourself as an impulse buyer? Learning Objective 10.3. The growth of a sharing economy changes the way many consumers think about buying rather than renting products. Ownership and the sharing economy. We'll talk in detail about more of these themes regarding the sharing economy, collaborative consumption, and P2P commerce, also known as peer-to-peer. For reflection, what are some items that you share with your peers? Learning Objective 10.4. Our decisions about how to dispose of a product are as important as how we decide to obtain it in the first place. Our overall reactions to a product after we bought it, what researchers call consumer satisfaction or dissatisfaction, also known as CS/D, obviously play a big role in our future behavior. According to the expectancy disconfirmation model, We form beliefs about product performance based on our prior experience with the product or communications about the product that imply a certain level of quality. During lateral cycling, one consumer exchanges something he or she owns for something the other person owns. The underground economy, in the form of flea markets and other used product sales formats, is a significant element in the U.S. market. The new trend of re-commerce, which is a play on the term e-commerce, shows that many consumers want to squeeze more value out of their possessions by selling or trading them. The focus has given birth to the swishing movement, where people organize parties to exchange clothing or other personal possessions with others. The underground economy. The underground economy, in the form of flea markets and other used product sales formats, is a significant element in the U.S. market. For reflection, what items have you purchased from the underground economy? How do you feel post-purchase if you know you can recycle the product? Chapter summary. Many factors at the time of purchase dramatically influence the consumer's decision-making process. The information a store's layout, website, or salespeople provides strongly influences a purchase decision. The growth of a sharing economy changes how many consumers think about buying rather than renting products. Our decisions about how to dispose of a product are as important as how we decide to obtain it in the first place. Hey, thanks for watching. Please check out the other videos in this consumer behavior series. Thanks again.